Getting to the airport after your visit to Paris can be a little bit stressful and sometimes a little bit overwhelming. And nobody wants to miss their flight. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to get to the airport, what are your options, how long it's going to take, and the entire process of checking in and getting to your gate once you get in the airport. Allez, on y va. Now, the first tip is to give yourself plenty of time. And some people prefer to avoid the entire stress and get a hotel room next to the airport for their last night in town. Now, there are plenty of options near the airport, including one inside the airport, and I'm going to put links in the description to those hotels.
One of the ways to get to Charles de Gaulle is by car. You can take a taxi, an Uber, or hire a private driver. And to get to the airport from the city will take you about 45 minutes to an hour depending on traffic. And during peak hours, it can take even a bit longer. Charles de Gaulle can get really congested sometimes. If you're taking a taxi, there's a standard flat rate of 53 euros from the right bank or 58 euros from the left bank to get to Charles de Gaulle. The second option is by train. Take RER Line B that has multiple stops in Paris, and it takes about 30 to 40 minutes from the center of Paris, and it costs just a little over 10 euros per person. Now, the train will stop at Terminals 1 and 3 first before getting to Terminal 2, which is probably where most of you will be flying from. And once you exit the train, it'll be about a 10-minute walk inside the terminal to get to your departure hall. And there's an option to take a city bus or Roissy bus, which operates every day, including holidays, with departures just about every 30 minutes, and it takes about an hour to 90 minutes, depending on traffic, to get to Charles de Gaulle. And there is only one stop in Paris, and that is at the Opera. You can buy the ticket directly from the bus driver, and it'll cost you just over 13 euros per person.
And if you want a VIP stress-free experience, many of our fans raved about the concierge service available in Charles de Gaulle and also Orly. They offer services from picking you up from your hotel and skipping all the lines once you're in the airport. Depending on how busy the airport is, this will fast-track your arrival at your gate. And I'll put a link in the description below so you can check out if this is for you.
Now, the departure halls in Charles de Gaulle are 2A, B, C, D, E, and F, with most departures going from 2E. And if you get dropped off at the wrong terminal by mistake, don't worry, they're all connected with walkways. Once you're in your departure terminal, you'll find your airline checkout counters there. And just FYI, there is a pharmacy in 2F if you need to take a rapid COVID test. And there are VAT Tax Offices in most concourses if you need to process a refund for your purchases.
Now, once you get to your check-in counters area, this is where you may experience your first slowdown or delay. Depending on the time of day and whether you're in high season, this may take 30 to 60 minutes alone. This is why I prefer to travel with carry-on only, so I don't have to stop there. But I understand that that may not always be possible. Many of them will have self-check-in kiosk where you'll print your luggage tags and then wait in line to drop off your luggage. Now, don't worry, there's usually plenty of staff to help you if you need help with your luggage tags.
Once your luggage is dropped off, you'll need to go through border control, where custom agents will verify that you have a valid passport and all of the appropriate documents. European travelers and other travelers go through a different line, so make sure you're getting in the right one because you don't want to end up at the back of the line on the other side. This process is usually fast, like 10 to 15 minutes, but again, depending on the time of day and if you're here in high season, this can take up to 30 minutes to get through.
Now that you're past border control, you'll have to go through the security back check, where your carry-on luggage will be scanned. For US travelers, your TSA pre-check doesn't work here. You'll have to take off your shoes, belt, coats, and your computer out of your bag. Now, this is the area where I've experienced the most delays in the past. So I just went through baggage check and it took me about 45 minutes. It was a bit of a cluster bundle this morning. Usually it goes a little bit faster, but they literally checked all 3 of my bags. So there we are, 45 minutes to go through. I didn't have to check in a bag because I have a carry-on. So now I can go to my gate, which will take about 5 minutes. There you go. Now, for those of you leaving from Terminal 2E, note that this terminal is huge and has 3 concourses, Concourse K, L, and M. For Concourse L and M, you'll need to take a small shuttle train to your concourse and gate, and you'll go through the baggage security check in that concourse.
Now comes the fun part. If you have duty-free shopping in mind, each international concourse has a pretty elaborate duty-free shopping experience where you can get chocolates, macarons, candies, some liquor, cigarettes, and some other luxury brand items and makeup and perfume and things if you need to pick up one more thing before the flight. Finally, you'll get to your gate, and there's usually plenty of seating available with power outlets everywhere and areas for kids to play. You'll have plenty of stores to buy a last-minute bottle of water or some food like sandwiches or pastries. Now, hopefully your plane will leave directly from that terminal gate, but Charles de Gaulle is so busy that sometimes you'll need to take a bus shuttle that will take you out onto the tarmac to get you to the plane, and you'll have to go up the stairs. It's not ideal for people with mobility issues, but the airline will have a way to get you on board.
Now I would suggest that you watch this video next. Make sure to check our Paris travel guides with tips on best restaurants, bakeries, and recommended tours in Paris. And until next time, au revoir.